Okay, so we're live. Sorry about that, guys. It was kind of mute. Got it. You know, it always takes like a good 2 minutes to set up the stream and whatnot. Let me turn the stream so that you guys can see my wife. Me and my wife's here. We're going to be talking about Rampage, the movie. Okay. Woo. So, want to make sure that we got everybody here. So we have the average kid is in the room. Yeah, I don't. You can bring up the chat if you want to. We have average kid that's in the room. In fact, let me ask you guys a question. Should we bring the Discord in?
Yes.
Uh, yeah. So let me see if I can bring let me bring the Discord in. Let me turn on the audio. Let me go back in the other room. Hey guys, anybody who's interested in joining us in the Rampage stream, we're live now. Simply come inside. We're gonna go into the 18 plus stream room. So
Oof, can't do that.
oh, that's right. It limits people. We need a room. Okay, we're gonna go into the 18 minor room, but only come into that room if you guys are interested in talking. Listen to us talk about the movie. There's gonna be tons of spoilers, but it's really a review, and we want to. Yeah, it's a review, so there's gonna be spoilers in it. But if you're interested in asking questions and finding out about it, come join us. We'll be inside the 18 and under room.
So negative 18?
Okie dokie.
Yeah, negative 18 is where we're gonna be. All right, cool. So we're in here, and all right. So let me get the YouTube chat up. All right, guys. If you're wondering about my hair, I went and got it done. That's why it's looking so crisp. What was this snapping for?
My ear the too much, but kind of heavy right now. So
Yeah, my
okay, I'm doing ear.
Yeah, my hair is done and whatnot. Yes, for those who are wondering, I have not locked my hair in 6 months. Pretty much spending money in other areas and taking care of bills. I don't even want to tell you what else has been going on with my head. You don't want to know. You don't want to know. Yeah, some straight some God of War stuff. C&D fan, what's going on? Average Kid, what's up? And Sage Stevens, what's going on? Playing Fortnite with Black Podra and I'm watching the stream. All right, cool. Because yeah, we're 3 minutes into. Let's get this started. Well, not fresh haircut, but a fresh lock. All right, so you see that? Oh, you missed the girl in the red. So we are pretty much gonna be talking about the movie Rampage, right? And I want to say this. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this. I have seen many video game to Hollywood adaptation of movies. So like it's a traditional video game and then they make a Hollywood rendition of the game. And when they make the Hollywood rendition of the game, it's usually very rare do you have a good movie.
Like this one?
No, this one is beyond good. Mortal Kombat, Doom, Super Mario Brothers, tragic. Double Dragon, Street Fighter, Assassin's Creed. These are several movies that were video games and they made it to Hollywood's big screen. I'm just going to go out and say this right now. Rampage earths all those movies free. It is literally hands down the best video game to movie adaptation. Wreck-It Ralph does not count. Wreck-It Ralph is an original video game movie. I'm talking about originally from a game that they decide to bring it to the actual Hollywood silver screen, and this movie is godlike.
That's in like put the movie in real life.
Yes, they found a way, like what you're seeing on our screen right now, which is Rampage being played, the video game, right? They found a way to make that into an actual movie that's believable and plausible. That you're like, oh, okay, I can see why, how it's like in the video game, like how it is in the movie. They did all of that. It was crazy. Obviously, The Rock was in it, and he made it even better. So now, I'm warning everyone ahead of times. If you are not into spoilers,
Get out now.
get out now, because there's no way to review this
Unless you see.
unless, well, yeah, unless you see it or unless we're spoiling it. You really have to like. It's just gonna be one of those things, guys, that you like. You have to be spoiled. So so let's get into it, right? Now, Average Kid mentioned something, and it's true. He's right, right? In the movie, there's times when they were in the background of the corporate office, right, where they showed you real quick 1 second clips. Like, you saw that me and Sasha's talking. You see the mirror in the background? Right there in the background, you see the Rampage arcade game. There was even a time when they showed Rampage and Mortal Kombat 2 arcade games in the background, literally just in their office.
Some of the two old computer, but then try for show me the arcade them work hard on the details.
Yes, it was godlike though. I don't mind spoilers. Okay, cool. And notice me, senpai. You've been noticed. All right. So now, the thing here about the movie is that you're thinking it's going to give you some generic video game storyline. No, they found a way to turn the. Oh, here. They found a way to turn to give a storyline to the game. When they start the movie, you're like, what does this have to do with Rampage? Until you see, like, the beginning of the movie is mad violent and crazy. Some lady, she's in a satellite in space.
Yeah, Jesus, please, man. No.
Oh, how she died? Whoa.
And them treat her bad. Come with the research, I don't come home at all. Me that quit as me reach land, you know. Cause no company no rate me so.
But the problem with that, honey, is that she couldn't get into that escape pod until she got the samples. They remote control.
And them say, oh, you come with research, I don't come home at all.
Yes, exactly.
And them put our life in our face.
So it was one of those situations. It was just, it was bad. Like, I was like, that's crazy. In any event, the lady comes back into Earth. She dies on her way back into Earth. I don't think that was worth mentioning. That wasn't important. Anyway, the point is that the chemicals or the scientific whatever, the research samples that they was working on crash landed into a swamp with an alligator, a forest with a wolf, and into a zoo with a gorilla, and exposed to this hyper DNA blah blah. And it was godlike. The whole storyline was like, they really sat down and says, how can we make this plausible and realistic for people to actually like accept? And they make you, they literally make you you know, it's believable with all the scientific, genetic, blah blah blah. So these three creatures now, you have an alligator, which is Lizzie, a wolf, which is Ralph, and then there was the gorilla. His name was George, regardless. And they had to go to a city, and you're like, okay, so why would they go to a city and start destroying things? And the storyline that they made for why they're destroying the place in the city makes sense. There was a hyper frequency that was being made, right? That's bringing them to the city, and it's annoying them, so they wanted to destroy that thing. But it was on the top of the highest building in Chicago. So when they got to Chicago, tanks and helicopters, like you see in the game right here, were shooting at them. So they're taking tanks, throwing it at helicopters, grabbing helicopters.
Them bring tank to them, and them beat them out of the tank.
Yes, and then it's smashing buildings. So I was like, this is kind of so godlike. So they made it to the top of the Yeah, go back in the room, baby. Bye. So then they started smashing up the place, and when they were smashing up the place, right? See, you see the red girl down there? Hold on. Oh, they're gonna grab her and eat her. See, and that's why they did that in the movie. That's why that girl in the movie got ate like that. That's how once I saw in the red clothes and I saw George come up on the building, I was like, she's finished, right? So then now, the the thing I like about the movie is that they didn't make Rock corny, right? And the best character in the movie is George. Like they made you love George so much because George is the man.
That's nigga that doesn't have to talk when you know what they say.
And if you're wondering about who George is the gorilla. And him and The Rock are stupid. They have a funny relationship. It's real funny. I don't want to spoil it, but obviously there's a girl who's with The Rock at the end of the movie, right? And George is like looking at Rock, and he's talking to him because George does sign language with Rock, and Rock is like, yeah,
Friends.
we're friends. Yeah, you know, like him and the girl, we're friends. So then then George was like, and then Rock was like, what? And then the girl was like, is this a thing between you guys? Oh, I'm done with this. And she starts to walk off, right? But the funny thing, she doesn't deny it, right? And then guess what the Rock does? Rock is like, George. But when the girl turns her back, he gives George a pound. Wingman of the year. It was a funny part of the movie. It was godlike. The Rock makes the movie so godlike. Now, everyone must be asking, well, why did the three start fighting? Well, yes, when the frequency on the top of the building wore off, naturally they're hostile animals against each other. So they started fighting. So when it wore off, Rock was able to communicate with George. He was like, George, we have to stop them and protect the people. And George is domesticated, where the other two animals are not. They're wild. They're wild animals. So Rock put on some rocket launcher grenades, and he was with George, and they started fighting. And yo, Ralphie is ridiculous.
Ralph died like
Ralph kind of died like a sucker though.
Died like a sissy.
Like he really died. Ralph died bad.
Imagine having the utmost honor of being a giant flying wolf.
Oh yeah.
To die like that.
Ralph can fly.
A flying giant
wolf. Yeah.
Speed and everything.
See what Hyperdust said? If you have not seen Rampage, you need to see it. It was pretty good. Now, I wanted to take a day off. I literally wanted to take a day off from video games. But the movie was about video games, so I was trapped in it. I can't get a day off. That's just the reality. I just can't get a day off. But it was godlike. The movie's godlike. It's worth seeing. Also, see it in IMAX 3D.
Oh my.
The movie is an IMAX 3D movie. Average Kid said Ralph died funny in a Mortal Kombat way. Yes, Ralph died in a Mortal Kombat way. Yeah, he died in a real Mortal Kombat way. But I will say this. As I said it before, to me, it is the best video game. It is the best video game to Hollywood rendition. Better than any other movie ever. Ever. Storyline, godlike. Easter eggs. There was like 5 Easter eggs in the movie. No, more than that. The whole movie was based on Easter eggs based on the actual game. What was your best Easter egg? Which part you like the most?
Easter egg?
Easter egg is like when... Oh, well, that's right. I had to show you the Easter eggs. What was the best part of the movie for you? Period.
When Lizzie started messing up everything.
When Lizzie?
And Lizzie coming here and say how big she is, and no matter how them a try beat her, she just coming back like that. Never had. Come again, roar. I never had.
Oh, you mean when she was coming in the water in the river?
Yeah, when she just come and she step into the water, you're like, oh shit, that's a big ass crocodile.
Yeah, Lizzie isn't a lizard. Well, crocodiles are lizards, so yeah.
Yeah, it's the same family.
Yeah, the same family, so yeah.
And it makes sense. It's in the water. Lizard not really in the water. Crocodile in the water.
Someone says, is it better than Ready Player One?
Me not say that yet, but me know say that is a good movie. Because if the preview alone good, the movie are good. Well, for majority of the cases. And the preview look good.
For me, it was better than Ready Player One, only for this reason. Ready Player One isn't a video game movie. It uses 1980 references. So whether it may be anime, cartoons, video games, and things like that, it was good. As its storyline was good, but not so appealing for me. I was like, okay, it's good, but like it's either here, it's neither here or there. You can't really compare the two because one's a video game movie adaptation to Hollywood. The other is a movie that uses pop culture from the 80s as a reference. But that was it. How did Lizzie get to Chicago unnoticed? Lizzie didn't get to Chicago unnoticed. Everyone knew where Lizzie was. Like, she was underwater. What were we going to do, though? Like, he wasn't going to be able to stop him. And where are the 30,000... Wait, look at the original Nintendo Power couple. And where are the 30,000 people? What do you mean 30,000 people from where? Alright. Lizzie's origin in this is also reference to her original origin in the arcade game when she mutated a radioactive lake. Exactly. In fact, a lot of it is referenced directly from the arcade, which is, that's the part of this is so godlike that The Rock was like, I'm only doing the source material. I don't want to give Rock too much credit on it because I think that
he deserves some credit.
You have to talk louder. You can't talk like, don't talk for me to hear. Talk for them to hear. So when you talk, you have to come over here and talk. Huh? No, I'm saying when you.
No, I heard you said. I forgot what I just said.
Oh, all right. So the subs. I don't know.
They're living their lives.
Yeah, they're living their lives. Do you focus? Do they focus on the people too much like Transformer films, or is it enough action? No, Maddie, they perfectly balance it based on the Rampage characters and the humans. Like the game. The game is about humans and the creatures. Perfectly balanced. Yes, Ralph's scene after he was mutated was epic, and it was also horrifying. There's a lot of stuff in the movie that was godlike. But outside of telling you guys about like what the Easter eggs, like another Easter egg. So you know in the game, they show you the gorilla have the red, like a girl in a red dress in his hand, and you know like how in the game, King Kong can just eat people. Right? Well, not King Kong. George can just eat people. Well, that's what happened to the girl in the red in the movie. George literally just ate her, just like the video game. Literally put it up, and then, yeah. Did The Rock hit George with the people's elbow? No, that's it's a wrestling reference. No ginger snaps. That was stupid. No, he did not do that. The red dress girl that George ate, I literally called that. Exactly, Average Kid. The minute you saw that red dress girl, I was like, George's going to eat her. Just like that, because, well, anyone who's played the actual video game would know. So, like, I was like, oh, she's finished. So, I would suggest people to go and see this movie. It's actually worth going to see. Sasha says her favorite part is when Lizzie came onto the scene in Chicago. My favorite part of the movie. My favorite part of the movie.
Was when George died.
Nah. That was a funny. Well, what he did was.
That was a heartbreaking point in the show. I mean, literally just run up and I. Oh gosh.
My favorite part of the movie would be oh man. No, the wingman was funny, and that was the end of the movie, so it's really pointless. That was one of my good part. I like that part, but it's not my favorite part of the movie. I don't know, guys. I don't know what my favorite part of the movie is, honestly. Hey, D-Pad Entertainment, thank you for the subscription, man. I really appreciate that. I think... I don't know, honey. I don't know what my favorite part of the movie is. I don't want to... when Ralph ate that guy, that was too gruesome for it to be my favorite part of the movie.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he didn't deserve to die like that.
I'm got like a G, though.
Yeah, he tried. He actually tried. As you can see, I'm tired because I've been all over the place, man.
I'm tired, too. Shit.
I don't know. I don't have a favorite part of the movie. I think the whole movie was great. No, I just don't have a favorite part of the movie. Cornelius, what's going on, man?
What was your favorite part?
Yeah, what
was your favorite part of it?
For those who've seen the movie, press 1. And if you've seen that, press 1. What was your favorite part of the movie? So let's read some of the comments while everyone answers that.
That is true. For a PG-13 movie, it's very gruesome.
Yes.
Me wouldn't say my opinion for watch it. Me not comment my opinion.
She wouldn't send her kids to watch it.
Oh yeah, I would not allow my kids to watch that unsupervised.
Unsupervised. Honestly, I thought it wouldn't be that great, but hearing your review, I legit want to see it now. Maddie.
Please go see it.
Now, you know I keep it a billion, and I don't ever try to sugarcoat it. Maddie, it is the best video game adaptation movie in history. Hands down. Free. It is absolutely free. Like, I'm not even...
It's not literally free, but...
yeah, you have to pay for the movie. But I'm not exaggerating it. The movie is godlike. I was expecting to go in and see a movie and then it's kind of geeky, yet cheesy, because it has to try to match what's going on in the game, etc., etc.
That was not the case.
That was not the case. It literally, you know what it is? It could be a standalone movie that's better than every King Kong or Godzilla movie ever made and still be Godzilla and King Kong. Every rendition of King Kong, every rendition of Godzilla, it owns it free as a standalone. Take away the video games, it still beats out all of them. Free. So let me see something here. Gotta save my money for Infinity War, B. Fair enough, fair enough. Surprisingly, despite it being... Oh, okay, you said that. I also love when they did climb, especially when Lizzie dug her head and rushed through the building to climb it on the other side. Yeah, that was godlike. Kind of reminded me of the...
Animal.
Yeah, kind of reminded me...
It's an animal. We do a giant animal stuff.
It kind of reminds me of Transformers. Not seen it yet. Cornelius, you gotta go see that movie, man. Me neither. Francisco Bissonetti, thank you for the subscription. So me neither. I'm happy that that this is both a video game and a giant monster movie. Average Kid, that they did godlike. I don't know. Kong Island, nah.
What is
Nah. Kong Island's like King Kong's island. The typical trope King Kong stuff, blah, blah, blah. Nah. I can't give it a Kong Island. Yes, Kong Island's an original, but it is King Kong redone all over. You know what to expect. Keyshawn, what's going on, guys? So, I'm not going to say Kong Island sucks. It doesn't.
It's just
but
not as good.
It's just not as good. In terms of entertainment, Rampage was way better. Rampage was way better. Alright, so I see a couple of guys, well, one or two people that said that they have watched it. Average Kid. Sorry. Whoa. My grind is ridiculous. Average Kid, what was your favorite part of the movie? My favorite scene, oh, he answers it immediately. My favorite scene is when after Lizzie showed up and they had her chuck the tanks while George and Ralphie was destroying and fighting the soldiers, and Lizzie gripped the plane and threw it. Yeah.
Imagine you try flying and escape that and sitting just grab you. Like, where you go?
There's a part in the movie, a cheesy part. There was one cheesy part in the movie where The Rock did a Rambo scene where he was like, ah! There was a part of the movie where he did that. It didn't work though. Lizzie was like, what are you doing? Like, I'm a giant alligator. Like, are you using machine guns?
Like everything quiet like she did. And there's something right about it, like, oh shit, that didn't work. That is like when she's not everything you try. Like, why are you not dying? She just keeps coming back. Oh,
Lizzie was supposed to be Godzilla, and Lizzie was putting in the work.
Lizzie can't be Godzilla running for her money.
Yeah. So we'll take some questions, guys. We'll lose the last 5 minutes for any questions, and me and Sasha will answer them. Because we just wanted to do a small little review about it. Like I said, just to go over a review while you guys write your questions. There had to have been like over 7 different Easter eggs. They sourced the material hardcore. If you look at the stream right now, you see that girl in the red who's waving out the window? She was
a wicked girl.
That was the bad girl in the movie. They just grabbed her and ate her, just like in the video game. So like I said, source material. Grab her, George. Grab her. See how George grabbed her? Watch, he's gonna eat her. Wait, he has her in a hand. Oh wait, she escaped? Oh no. Is that in George's hand? I think that's her. No, it's not in George's hand. Yeah, if he eats her. My man, are you gonna eat her? Yes or no? Or whatever you have in your hand, are you gonna eat it? Oh no, he did it. Clearly you did it. They sourced material, everything well. Storyline was off the chain. If they decided to make a new Rampage today, they could just use that storyline. That would be ridiculous. So Lizzie got someone? Lizzie's holding somebody. Lizzie, you gonna eat him? Lizzie's gonna eat him? Look at Lizzie. He's standing there. Oh, the person can attack back. Oh, the person punched and fell off. And oh, the person lived. Oh, but George ate him. Oh,
that just sucked.
That sucked. Right. But yeah. It was, the source material is great. Storyline off the chain. Graphics are godlike. What else?
It's just a good movie.
It was an overall good movie. We vlogged the whole thing just to let you guys know. So that vlog's coming up soon. I don't know if you guys watched the King of Kong. You know, Kong, George, Donkey Kong, King Kong. Yeah, it's a bunch of ape stuff going on.
Yeah,
so let me see. I'm hoping that this movie does well enough for a new Rampage game to be made. Yes, Average Kid, it needs to be done. What's the next game? I don't know what you mean by that. If they did a sequel, would you mind if they added monsters from the other games like Boris the Rhino, Ruby the Lobster, and Curtis the Rat? Yes,
if they can add it in and make it blend in and fit the title, yeah.
Actually, Part 2 may be in the works. Curtis the Rat. Remember the marshal, the U.S. federal agent was like, let me take that off of you. And he took the rat from the guy, and he said, you can leave the front door. And he walks out, and that happens. They have a rat. They do have a rat. Now the lobster, something they could write away how the lobster gets in, and a rhino they can bring in the rhino, but they already have a rat in the.
So what a rat for?
Because Part 2, the World Tour, and the other versions of Rampage, there's more games to it. There's a big giant rat, giant rhino, giant lobster. There's more. So a sequel can be made.
So when they make it part and the rat come in, they could drop in a piece or something else.
They could do something where that agent had the rat, and somehow that rat was exposed to it somehow.
Oh my God.
Remember, Lizzie, they can get samples from Lizzie's body. Remember what the lady said? Bring them here, let the U.S. government destroy them, and then take samples from their bodies. So they could make some federal government, whatever, come, and you know, they're cleaning up Chicago City, and Lizzie's dead body's right there, and they take samples from Lizzie. Get that rat that the U.S. agent took, infuse it into the rat, in a lobster, and then a rhino, and boom, you have Part 2.
Oh my.
So the storyline is already set up for a Part 2 if they want to go in that direction. Talking to Empress, the next game she's playing. Oh, they want to know what the next game you're playing.
Next game? As in, I don't know. What the next game?
You got to talk up. They can't hear you.
I don't know. As in, does regularly play it or competitive wise?
Well, no, there's no competitive. We don't do no competitive.
Kind of want to play some Mario Kart right now, but okay, yeah. That.
We have to also finish up Kirby.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
See your face? Do you think that Rampage success could also bring back another giant monster games like King of the Monsters, War of the Monsters, and Primal Rage? Yes.
The possibilities are
Possibility are is it? Also, funny enough, Primal Rage was also made by Midway. This is true. On your channel. Well, we have some vlogs coming up. Cornelius, so Sasha will be playing some as well. You'll see the games. I'm putting out all of our vlogs this week. Now that I've done with the Kong off and all that other stuff. Hey, Pitchay Gaming, what's going on? Well, the Rampage 2 is coming out when? That we don't know.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. All right, guys, we just wanted to spend like 30 minutes with you guys to go over the review of the movie. Right, I'm gonna get off the stream for a second. It's 9 o'clock our time. I gotta take a shower. I'm gonna come back, play some video games for you guys for about an hour and a half tops and stuff like that. And then we'll talk a little bit more on that and what we're gonna be doing this entire week leading up to our charity event this Saturday here in Jamaica. So we'll see you guys in about an hour and a half from now. But thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for the subscribers. Thank you guys for watching. You want to tell anybody anything?
Bye.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys in about an hour and change from now. Later.